Hi, my name is Steve Hopkins, and I'm the rector of St. Christopher's Anglican Church in Burlington, Ontario. As we were preparing to mark our 60th anniversary in 2012, I found myself thinking not just about our past, but about our future as well. We know where we've come from in the last 60 years, but I wonder where will we be in another 40 when we celebrate our centennial. At St. Christopher's, we're blessed by the presence of some bright, articulate people in their early 20s, and they're actually likely to be around for that centennial. So I decided to gather with them for a conversation about the future of the church, about where we think God is leading us, and what kind of church they'd be seeking for themselves and their families. We had a great conversation, and then they recorded some of their thoughts on video.
Well, church as a whole is going to change drastically. I mean, like, just in general. I don't think necessarily internally or as a community, but more so in the way it's going to look, the way it's going to be presented. Just more or less the aesthetic design of church is definitely going to alter.
I think the church is going to be a very different place by the time it turns its centennial year. I think the overall building itself is going to be quite a bit different. I kind of foresee the place there just being one giant space where a lot of stuff happens all the time, and it's always changing and becoming a new space, and it's just a blank slate for the community to come together and make something really awesome happen.
I really hope that we'll be able to hold on to some of our traditional values that we have now, some of the traditional services that we have, but I think it'll be really important that we develop with the times, especially with the technology, have some sort of a webcast or a podcast or something.
Depending on what the actual building looks like doesn't really matter. It's that we're out in the community still, and we're still functioning as a group, and we still have the same morals and values, and still we're doing church for the right reasons still. So.
Well, my hope is that it's going to be a place that is open to all sorts of people and not held back by kind of those old stereotypes of the old age of, color, race, even I think religion, we don't hold people back just because they might not necessarily be Christian.
So I do hope that faith communities and people who share the same spiritual beliefs will start to meet in locations all over the place, and that the structure of worship and church will be different, that it won't be quite as traditional as it is now.
And I hope that our presence in the community will still be very present, and maybe even more so than we are now, especially in regards to greening and environmental issues.
Might not be, just one priest talking to the congregation, but instead the congregation talking to each other, and if you're going to have a sermon, have different people giving a sermon, so it's not just one person's faith, it's everyone's faith joining together.
I would love for my kids to go to church. I think it's a really good way to just really get introduced to social constructs in general. I think there's a lot of real lessons that can be learned here that apply more to the real world than just your spirituality or philosophy.
Knowing what it's like to worship using music is definitely probably the biggest thing for me, because that's always been the best part of worship for me. I think that's what I'd like my family to experience from church.
I hope there'll be lots of opportunities for my family to be involved with the community and with the church, kind of to have my children as they grow up be able to help out with things like open doors and understand that it's really important to give back and not just come on Sunday, do their thing, and then leave.
If I had kids, I'd want them to be in church with me and have it as a family-friendly, inclusive environment. And it would definitely involve some changes, maybe make some parts shorter or more active or interactive.
When I have kids, I would love to have them come, but I would only want them to come if they wanted to. They would be special, so I wouldn't want my children to come just because I'm forcing them to. I'd want them to want to.
I would like there to be more discussion and open debrief and almost more debate.
I'd also love for them to find the same kind of extended family that I found at St. Christopher's, and just having a lot of adult friends.
I would almost keep the way the youth and the children programs are run very much the same. There's a reason there's so many kids going here, is because it's so excellent for them that they're here, they're making friendships that they're going to stick until youth and then into being adults.
God's plan globally, in terms of I really can't say for sure. I just know I need to do my part and try to help the environment as much as I can. Try and just whatever I can do to possibly help.
I really don't know what the big man has in store for us. I try to just live it every day as I'm trying to do it right, obviously, but I'm not sure if there is a big plan.
God would want us, I think, to evolve, to not just hold on to exactly everything the Bible says, because if we're going to actually help people, then we need to evolve and change.
An institute that's doing, bettering the environment, bettering the community, and bettering the lives of everyone around them.
If God were to come in the doors of St. Christopher's today, I think he'd be proud of the things that we're doing. I think God would be proud of kind of the steps we have made towards different kinds of worship and kind of bringing new people in and presenting church in a way that was accepting of a lot of different people.
I think God's plan for St. Christopher's is really to continue on the path that we're going. I feel like St. Christopher's has always kind of been a bit of a pioneer in the diocese as a way of always being in the next step of trying to get out there, always trying to be on the next verge of something that's new and exciting. And I think our goal is to continue to do that.
We need to go forward into the world, into the community, and we need to show people that we are loving, we're accepting of people, we're a community, and we don't care if you're different in any way, we'll still have you, because everyone has a seat at God's table, and that's ultimately what I think God's plan is.
This is living proof that community in a space like St. Christopher's, people being good to each other and caring about each other and accepting each other and not judging, creates a great community, and we can do that on a large scale.